March Madness 2015, and out of the Midwest region, the Elite Eight, number 3 seeded Notre Dame versus number 1 seeded Kentucky. And what a game it was. Kentucky coming into this game undefeated, and Notre Dame playing them tooth and nail. This game had 20 lead changes and 12 ties, and it was tied going into halftime at 31 apiece when Trey Lyles tipped in a shot to tie it up at 31. Then in the second half, back and forth, as we said, 20 lead changes in this game. And with a little over 3 minutes left to play, Aaron Harrison nailed a tray to give the Wildcats the lead by 1 at 64-63. Then Jerian Grant on the other end nails a big three-pointer that put the Irish up by 2 at 66-64. Kentucky then called a timeout, and they would end up getting a rebound after they turned the ball over, and Karl-Anthony Towns would get a layup. It was once again a tied game at 66 apiece. Then the Irish had the ball, but they were having problems getting off a good shot, and Jerian Grant was forced to just toss it up. Willie Cauley-Stein got a hand on it. It went out of bounds, and so it would be Notre Dame's ball, but with just 1 second left on the shot clock, they would end up turning the ball over on a shot clock violation. And so now Kentucky would get the ball. Andrew Harrison would draw the foul. He went to the foul line and hit 2 huge clutch free throws to put the Wildcats up by 2. Notre Dame now with just 6 seconds left to play in this game. Jerian Grant going the length of the court under heavy pressure by the Kentucky defense, and he throws up a prayer and he misses, and Kentucky holds on to win this game as they're moving on to the Final Four. They remain undefeated with the final score: Kentucky 68, Notre Dame 66. So many huge moments in this game. I mean, we could have talked about every shot. It was just so much excitement. It's what March Madness is all about. Kentucky just narrowly wins this one. Notre Dame almost pulled off the biggest upset of possibly the century, but it wasn't to be, as the Wildcats are moving on to the Final Four. They're going to be facing Wisconsin in the Final Four next weekend. But as for this game, we saw Notre Dame have 3 of 5 starters scoring double digits. Just 1 starter for the Wildcats scored in double digits. That was Karl-Anthony Towns with 25 points. And off the bench, Devin Booker had 10 points for the Wildcats. As we look inside the numbers, though, both teams didn't really put up too many trays. Each team hitting only 4 3-pointers, but the Wildcats were 50% from downtown, whereas Notre Dame 28.6%. Kentucky shot 53.2% from the field versus 46.4% for the Irish. Kentucky was able to get to the free throw line 20 times, making 14 shots for a 70% free throw percentage. The Irish shot 76.9%, but only took 13 free throw shots, making 10 of them. It was very tight on the boards. The Wildcats narrowly edging out the Irish 29-28 on the rebounds, and the Irish actually had more assists, twice as many assists, 16 assists versus just 8 assists for Kentucky. But the Wildcats came up huge with the blocks. They had 9 blocks in this game versus just 1 block for Notre Dame. As Cauley-Stein had 2 blocks, so did Lyles. And off the bench, Dakari Johnson had 3 blocks as well, and Towns and Booker each had a block. And there's your total of 9 blocks. It's the Kentucky Wildcats. They do whatever it takes to win. They always step up their game, and they always find a way to be victorious as they remain undefeated this season and through the tournament as they're moving on. As I said, Karl-Anthony Towns, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Willie Cauley-Stein, 6 points, 4 boards, and 2 blocks. Trey Lyles, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. And Andrew Harrison, 7 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and a steal. And his brother Aaron, Andrew, I said first, Aaron had 6 points, 4 rebounds. And off the bench, Devin Booker, 10 points, 2 boards, and a block. And Dakari Johnson, he had 2 rebounds and 3 blocks. Just so much excitement. What an amazing game. Kentucky holding on to win this one. So March Madness is all about, coming down to the wire. Truly exciting game. And what a way to end day 1 of the Elite 8. And we'll be looking forward to tomorrow's games, so make sure to check back for that. But as for this one, the Wildcats are victorious with the final score: Kentucky 68, Notre Dame 66.